So a lot happened in the previous episode, considering that it was like a 90-minute runtime, I believe, somewhere around there. Not accurate, but we've basically have gone past what I would assume the prologue, and now we are jumping into the actual story, which is with Ruby wanting to take over her mother's role, you know, to be able to become this beloved idol for everyone. And we see that she does have the talent for it, you know, she's able to dance, she's able to act, we don't know, maybe she's probably able to sing too, we'll just have to see. And for Dr. Goro, who is now Aqua, or Aquamarine, he is on a revenge quest against his dad because he figures that the only person who could give this information to the stalker, because the stalker, he's not a nerd, he can't figure this shit out. So the only person who could give it is his dad. So we'll have to see how he's doing that on his end, you know, try to figure out who his dad is, which I assume he has to be a natural blonde, right? Because he's both of you guys are blonde, and unless I somehow is a blondie who has dyed her hair this whole time, you know, she's a lot, I don't know, but we'll have to see Aqua figure out who his dad is and why he decided to do this for I, which I can only assume, you know, I was getting a little bit too big and he's a little jealous. Aqua also asked Jesus for help, so I assume we'll get to see more of him as well. The director, whose name I still haven't gotten yet, so I'm just currently his name in my head is Jesus. But if you guys enjoy the content, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And if you didn't like the content, dislike the video. We'll be on our way. Let's get started. Oh, we're really... That fucking trap beat, though, that's really what's getting me. Dude. If there's one thing you need to know about in terms of the music that I love, is that I love background, I love like the ad-lib and the background noises and everything. Background noises. But like the background voices, there you go. Addition for additional members? No thanks. Ruby would? Damn, 136,000? Okay. So 2. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Alright, what's your secret? You'll tell us, right? 10 some years ago. Mm-hmm. And now here you are, living in such a healthy body, huh? Man, they're showing this with such a fucking upbeat song. High school entrance, so they are just in middle school. Okay. In passing. But don't have illusions. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he's getting ready for his revenge plot. Of course. VTubers? Damn, dude, she's really getting the short end of the fucking stick, didn't she? She married this man in order to get a handsome guy, and now she's running the... she's running the company. Oh, the audition. You passed or you didn't? Let's see. She's calling while just staring at her mom's picture. She always does that, like, very blank eyes when, you know. Well, I mean, you're still only middle school. I mean, as a life of an idol, your life expectancy is shrinking ever so slightly. God, the ceiling on this must be absolutely shit if he's smoking indoors. Oh, so he's been... Because he doesn't want her to... You were scouted. You might wanna, you might wanna double check that. You don't know what sort of underground idols. The both of them are very sus. You better bring one of your family member, even though your brother is actively trying to fuck you over. What is that, like a little spot of... I mean, the both of them are saying that children are going through a survivor's guilt, I would assume. Cat! You know, that is an actual, commercial for the cat. For your own that's like $10,000 in USD, but also not the correct... Of course, of course. Anyways, now that I'm done questioning you, you're not joining. No, he's not. He's like, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna bring her to become a VTuber? Understandable. Yeah, I think she's got first-hand experience. Oh, she's pulling out that card. Okay, don't join that group then. Come with me. We're restarting the idol management. Alright. Also, nobody ate their breakfast. That's a cold breakfast right there. Eggs get cold within like seconds, I swear. Ooh, an exclusive contract. Wow. Congrats. We'll sue you. He doesn't want her to be, but... So this is Ichigo, not her, but like the No, this is the director. No, the Ichigo's the guy who ran away. Okay, this is Jesus. Damn, dude, this man's out here editing. Yeah, he's fine if it's like within the strawberry. General education. He wants to get into the world and find who... Yep. So what, you're gonna stab her? Also, you know they're serious when they're fucking editing on Max. Kept on dreaming for 20 years. As if I'm supposed to know. Not the miso soup. It's a common thing for creators, damn. Mm-hmm. That is good advice. Start acting like an average Joe. Oh, she got a bowl ready for her. Record this. I don't care, y'all need to eat. Okay, so this is the setting. It's quite the name. Uh-oh. Wow, dude, her fucking eyes is just... Uh-oh. That's... Kana anima. No. Alright. Sorry for the mic switch in like the last part of the anime. OBS ran out of space and I didn't realize it, so whoops. The fact you can fool your own twin sister shows you've got real acting chops. Okay, what are you gonna do if she gets a call from them for real? I reset them a short text from Ruby's phone saying she was withdrawing. Plus I blocked their number in their settings. I dotted the I's and crossed the T's. What if they call him for real? So like he went to the director's house and then he called his sister to say that she didn't get into the audition. But he's also already sent a message on her phone to the actual person that she's withdrawing. So they're not gonna call her. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna go write some notes and we will be right back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 2 of Oshi no Ko. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty nice, it's yet another setup episode, honestly. I was talking about how, like, oh, we're getting past the prologue, but no, this episode was still just setting up for the actual high school, because they were in middle school during this time, and now they're getting into high school, and I assume this is where, like, the big play is going to, it's going to come. So, it's very nice, and we're still setting up like the characters, especially all the other characters that we're going to see later on that we are seeing in the opening, but we are reintroduced to Kana again towards the end, so I assume we're going to see more of her in the next episode, which is very nice. You know what? I'll just talk about, let me just talk about Kana first, since let me just get it out of the fucking way. I actually still don't know what the genre of this show is. Whether it's going to be in a similar in terms of like romance, like Love is War, since this is from the same creator, and also Aqua's looking like a little somebody. I do wonder with well, in order to talk about Kana, I need to talk about Aqua. So Aqua, at this current moment, I wonder, he gives this distinct feel of kind of like being kind of like his mom, you know, because we see her pass before, you know, she died and all of that. We saw her pass and how she grew up in an orphanage. She didn't really have a family. She didn't really have anybody that she could who she could love, you know, that she could fall in love with. And as we saw with Ai, she fell in love with her kids, and she realized that she was able to say I love you with her whole meaning towards the end of her life and all that. So, you know, despite her dying, she found what she wanted. But here we have Aqua, who is very hell-bent on revenge. And we all know that in terms of revenge, vengeance and all that, when it actually happens and you get the revenge, you're still going to feel, well, I don't know, I've never gone on a revenge quest before, I wouldn't know, but usually revenge, you know, you're hell-bent on all this, and once you get it, you'll end up feeling perhaps very empty on the inside, and like you're gonna have to find your next purpose after that if you spent all your life on this one exact thing, and like once it's done, what are you gonna do next? You know, people who are hell-bent on revenge, they're probably not going to be thinking about what's going to happen next other than I'm just going to die, you know, like my mission, my purpose in this, it has been over and all that. You know, kind of like with Aqua, because I didn't realize what Aqua had said in the last episode, where he said, oh, Ruby will just bounce back from this incident. But me, I've already died once, so I was just kind of thinking, like, is he just going to fucking, you know, off himself and also leave Ruby alone, which is kind of fucking shitty, but, you know. He was thinking about that until he realized that he could just, you know, his new purpose in life is to get revenge on his dad and all that. So, as Ruby kind of says it in the beginning where, you know, after the incident, Aqua has changed, and he goes to the director and he never tells me what he does about that, and, like, he never smiles again. So, like, he's lost that smile. He's lost that, I would assume, that love that I had given to him. So, and we're continuing to see that in the way that how black the star in his eyes is, you know, that this is like his emotion. He is literally black on the inside because he's just, I would assume he's a void. He's empty. And so I was thinking, because, you know, just in terms of eyes, because they're showcasing us the eyes again when we were first reintroduced to Kana, now that she's, you know, about to be a high schooler, or is a, they're still doing the entrance exam, so she's about to be a high schooler. So we see Kana again, and it focuses on her eyes, and I was looking, and, you know, her eyes is very different as well, and I was having this conversation with another person in the comments about how, like, do you think these eyes are, like, something that you see in the real world, or is just a meta thing where it's only us, the audience, who sees it? And it seems like it's more of a meta thing, which I'm okay with, but I also just really enjoy the idea of it being in the world as well, and there has to be a reason, you know, there would be a reason why people are able to see it or not, but it would kind of give away that they're the son and daughter of Ai a little bit too easy. So this is just a meta thing, and so in terms of the whole meta thing with Kana's eyes, you know, it really feels like her eyes are, the first thing I thought of was, oh, it looks like the universe, you know, or it looks like space, and you know, in space, what do you see? Stars. So I was just like, huh, stars in space or stars in the universe? Okay, whatever, you know, maybe we'll see something, maybe not, you know. I still actually don't know what the genre of this is, so if somebody comes and tell me what the genre of this is, because I'm not gonna search it up, I'm just gonna continue watching the anime and just be like, whatever. Like, genuinely, like, I came into this anime with, like, barely any knowledge, and I'm just enjoying it the way that it is, and I just don't need any, I don't need any additional information. I'm already having as much fun just thinking about these stuff. But yeah, that's basically it with what I wanted to talk about Kana, but also Aqua feeling, you know, feeling like his mom, where it just, perhaps if he feels empty. And the thing that, you know, if we're gonna go full circle and all that with Ai, who ends up finding love towards the end of her life, I would assume that is something that Aqua will eventually feel as well, you know, if with him finding love, whether it doesn't have to be like a loved one, you know, like a significant other or something, but you know, just him eventually finding love and just being able to grow from that, like how I was. So that would be nice. And also, since I'm already on Aqua, let's just move on to... Actually, there's too many things that I want to go through. So, let's just go into the beginning, which is... Actually, you know what? I have not seen the application yet for, what did she write for... Hold on. Let's see. I love idols. They are pretty and cute like flowers and set everyone's heart aflutter. They're the best thing ever. They have energized me so much. I want to become that kind of cool, cute, and lovely idol that someday, so that someday I too can encourage people with 3 exclamation marks. Actually, it's like 4 exclamation marks right here. Jesus Christ. So she wrote this, so this is handwritten because we can see all these fucking stars. I love that they saw this and they're just like, yeah, this is a good application. It's very enthusiastic. I mean, they're looking for idols, so like a person who's very enthusiastic and you're able to feel it through letters. Understandable, you know? They're like, yeah, you've passed. Let's let's fucking take this girl. Yeah, we're seeing Ruby and just seeing her little what is it? Her journey to go into the idol stage. There you go. So she did say that like I didn't meet the application requirement last time. I've been waiting for the last 2 years for this audition. So I assume she tried to apply, or she couldn't apply because she didn't meet the requirement. So yeah, she's applying to become an idol. And then, you know, we had a bit of a recap because, of course, you know, the last 80 minutes is just so long ago. We had to have another recap. I love it when anime give you recaps, dude. It truly is just them saying, hey, yo, I know y'all are fucking stupid and y'all can't remember anything. So here's a goddamn recap. We've had this part with Ruby talking to her brother, and of course Aqua is over here talking about, well, other than her talking about how she's going to get into the performance art in the high school once she gets into an agency, which is an odd thing, because like this school only accepts you to be in the performing arts if you're in an agency. Whatever, you know, whatever. That's their standard, you know, that's their high standard. But we see Aqua going and saying like, hey, I don't mind if you dream of being an idol, but don't have illusions about being an idol. And I can't remember who said that. Was that specifically Taishi, the director? Was that him who said that? The illusion about being an idol? I would believe so, because he hangs out with the director a lot. But, you know, he goes and he tells her about like all the things that's bad about being an idol. You know, their salary is low, they retire before 30, and their daily lives are under constant scrutiny by fans. Very understandable, you know, and then only small percentage survive after graduating, and most ends up just taking another line of work because this is just, sometimes it's just not worth it, you know? There are very few jobs where the cost is so disproportionate to the return. So, you know, you're not really getting a lot back. And of course with Ruby, she fights back and saying, hey, what's the point? Isn't life about doing what you want with it? You'll never be able to do a thing if you worry about costs and returns. Some people go through their whole lives unable to do anything, you know? So in this case, you know, with Aqua saying that he's against her becoming an idol and warns her of the consequences, because they're not good. You know, when you really think about it on paper, when you look at it on paper, it's not really a good thing. But Ruby, who we know was the sick patient who's always at the hospital and she could never do anything. The only thing that brought her joy in her life was I. And the whole idol stuff, you know? So she knows of the consequences and she doesn't care about it because she knows the good that an idol could bring, as we could see what she wrote in her application, you know, in her written application. She wants to be able to become an idol who can encourage other people, because she knows that idols do at the end of the day bring joy to people, especially people who are unable to have joy in their life. You know, so she knows that big effect that idols have, while Aqua is really thinking more about all of the bad things, you know, the bad side about idols, while Ruby, essentially Aqua's just being a pessimistic and Ruby's being more of an optimistic. And so I really like to see their opposing viewpoints and all that. But we also see from Aqua. Actually, before I go back to talk to Aqua again, I do want to talk a little bit about Strawberry Productions. Which I still can't get over. Like I mentioned it in the reaction, right? With her saying like Ichigo fell out of contact after the incident and Miyako had to take over the agency. And I was like, dude, Miyako is really out here fucking playing with the cards that she was dealt. You know, these aren't, she has not gotten a good hand, but she is playing with what she's got, because we see the way that she was in the beginning. She married Ichigo because she was planning on just getting married to some other rich guy, some other young and handsome man. You know, that was her plan, and that was what she was going to get from, you know, from the fucking gods that that has possessed these twins, if she were able to take good care of them. And you know what? It still could happen, you know, now that Ichigo has fallen out, you know, she's single again, right? She could get picked up by a young and handsome man. But yeah, I really like that Miyako ends up just taking over the Strawberry Productions, even though, you know, she had other, perhaps nefarious means on why she married Ichigo. And I like that with the consequences of Strawberry Productions, because we knew that B Komachi, I think that's what the idol group was. We know that initially this group was kind of okay. It's kind of, you know, as a internet person would say, they're mid. Except for I, who is the person that gathers eyes on everyone, you know, as we saw in the previous episode with the people behind the production talking about B Komachi, who's just like, oh, they're okay, they're whatever, you know, oh, that girl's pretty hot, maybe we should invite her out, very sus. But as Ichigo goes, and he's like, well, just you wait, this girl, you know, she's the best liar of all, and she's gonna outperform everybody, and that's when all the people behind the production realizes the shine that was I. So it really was I who was the star of everything. And so when she was gone, B Komachi disbanded after 2 years, and Strawberry Productions no longer have an idol department, and they manage internet personalities. So which I'm just like, VTubers, right? It's only one option. But internet personality is just, you know, anybody who's on fucking social media, so understandable. I do wonder who is on their production, you know? I am very interested in that. They did have a schedule that was not translated, and unfortunately, I can't read anime, so I just can't. B Komachi, yeah, they disbanded after 2 years, and then there it is. There's the schedule right here. They've got this schedule that I don't know what it means, because it's all not translated. The only thing that's translated is that it's the October schedule. So, you know what, if somebody who could read Japanese, I know I said anime because it's a joke, but if anybody who can read Japanese and could translate this, or just send me like a link of somebody who already did it, you know, I would assume it's probably on Reddit or something, let me know. I'd be interested in seeing what the schedule is about. Anyways, after that whole thing, we have Miyako talking about how miracles don't happen twice. Hold on. What did she say before? Hey, how about putting together another idol group? Yeah, don't say that so slightly. The dream that I showed us was an experience I can't easily forget, but that needs to be thought of as having essentially won the lottery. The longer I do this job, the clearer it becomes to me. Miracles like that don't happen twice. And then she says besides, but then she just cuts herself off. But I'm not super sure what she was going to say, like, cause she says besides, and then she kind of just looks at Ruby, because like we do know that she knows that Aqua is against Ruby becoming an idol, you know, so like I wonder if she says like miracles like that don't happen twice, besides your brother is literally actively stopping you from becoming an idol. I don't know. You know, perhaps she knows about that. Ruby ends up not getting into the audition with the whole idol stuff because her brother meddled with everything again, and he essentially tricked her into thinking that she didn't pass. Unfortunate. But I'll talk about Aqua's side a little bit later, because after that, Ruby ends up getting scouted by an underground agency, and this is the time when both Ruby and Miyako are talking, you know, about Ruby's future. And of course, it kind of gets to this point where, like, you can't stop Ruby from actually becoming an idol. You know, that like this is essentially her dream job, and she's going to keep at it no matter how many times she gets rejected. You know, she might get rejected and everything, but as Aqua said, she will bounce back eventually. And that's what Ruby is. She bounced back and she's just like, hey, I got scouted by an underground agency. I'm gonna fucking go, whether you guys like it or not. And so this ends up being the turning point for Ruby, and also because with Aqua and Miyako talking about that, you know, Miyako ends up offering Ruby a position at Strawberry Productions, and it is something that her brother would agree with, because even though he doesn't want her to be an idol, if she is going to be an idol, she might as well be with a family management, you know, because if she's in a place with a shitty management, that's going to be really bad. So he feels a little safer knowing that, you know, she's going to be under Strawberry Productions. I do wonder, at some point, will the mask of, not the mask, but like the identity, the real identity of both Ruby and Aqua, will that surface eventually? Whether it's through somebody coming to the realization or, you know, somebody working on the inside, but consider we know that Strawberry Productions are the people who, you know, brought in I, and then if we have the identity of, oh hey, I's daughter is actually also in Strawberry Production, you know, would that also bring some sort of fame, but also some sort of, you know, negativity along with it? But that's like a thought for, I assume, very far further into the future and all that. But that's pretty much what I've got on Ruby. You know, as Ruby said, as Aqua says, she bounces back, and we know that she knows the good that idols can bring, and that's what she wants to be. You know, I would assume that's especially the big one. She wants to be able to be that shining light to all the other kids who are stuck in the hospital, can't do anything. You know, she wants to be able to be that person who brings the joy, as I brought the joy to her. So very nice. Ruby's stuff right now is very, I feel, very straightforward. It's Aqua whose path is kind of just winding all over the place. And so with Aqua, we saw that he ends up impersonating an auditor, or one of the person who did the audition, or I would assume, and told her that she didn't pass. And it was Taishi who says, well, it seems like you're able to trick your sister into thinking that she didn't pass, and that shows that you've got the acting chops. As Aqua, I don't know if I mentioned this before with Aqua already anyways, Aqua had mentioned before that there are several people, let me check if I can find it somewhere. Though they were minor roles, I came to understand that I came to understand something by appearing in a number of your films. Right? I have no talent for acting. There are loads of people in the world who try their best as actors but can't draw an audience, and I am just one of those people. Yeah, and I was just one of them. He says that he can't act, and yet here we are seeing him impersonating someone and like managing to trick his own sister. And then when he found out that she was getting scouted by this underground agency, he ends up impersonating a person who's working in the Strawberry Productions in order to get some questions out of that girl about that underground agency. So like, we know that he has acting chops, you know, he's just not confident in himself, and he's already deciding that he's going to give up before he even tries. And so I like that with God, I'm everywhere. I like that with Taishi. You know, he's out here giving Aqua a really good some really good advice. Although I feel like it kind of as Aqua says, it kind of falls flat listening to a man in his 40s in a child's room. Understandable, but Taishi's out here giving some good advice, saying, hey, you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. So like, you're already thinking about how like, oh, this is already impossible, so you're not even trying when you haven't even bought a ticket yet to see if you could win. You know, you're already thinking about like, oh, I have like a 1 in a million chance, that's whatever, you know, I'm not even gonna try it. So he, despite him also having, you know, acting chops as his sister is, he just doesn't have that confidence that Ruby has. Very understandable. Alright, I got lost in the sauce somewhere and I don't know what I was talking about, but I think I've basically said what I wanted from all these notes that I've taken, which you guys can check out on Patreon. Other than the whole you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket thing, I like that Taishi also says like, hey, you've got other things that I didn't. By I, not Taishi, but you know, he's like, I this, I that. You're always talking about I, you know, and you're always comparing yourself to her. But like, what are the things that you have that she doesn't? You know, you're smart. You've got a brilliant, you've got all these background work done, you know, like the whole editing stuff and all that. You've got all these background productions that I never had. So why are you already giving up when you only have when you only have a few setbacks? You know, you have all these things that I doesn't, but like again, you have things. Where did that sentence go? You don't have things that I has, but you do have things that I doesn't have. What is that? Okay. I give up. Okay, as Taishi says, you know, that said, you can never be I, nor she can ever be you. You're both very different people. And to continue with the whole acting chops thing, right? The reason why Taishi liked Aqua when he did his little acting gig with Kana and all that is the fact that Aqua was able to understand the director. You know, he had the communication skill. He was able to understand that this is what Taishi wanted, and he decided to go with it. So in the end, Aqua does have it. He just doesn't have the confidence in himself. Anyways, something that's off note with the whole joke about him being, what is it? being 40 and still living with his mother, and like Aqua's just like, aren't you in your 40s? Why are you still fucking living with your mom? and Taishi goes and says, there's no benefit to leaving a spacious family home in the city center. There are actually lots of people like me. It's a common thing for creators, okay? That is just so funny. It's just a fucking jab. And it's great, you know? But also very understandable. Why would you fucking move out when you can just stay here? Almost, you know, he's probably paying rent for his mother as well, but like his mother's out here taking care of him, and eventually when she gets old, he has to take care of her, and that's just, I feel like that's just how it is for Asian families. I don't know how it would be specifically for Japanese families, but you know, even if you move out and you get married, at some point, your parents, you're gonna have to take your parents in with you. You know, and you're gonna have to take care of them and all that. After all the years of them taking care of you, you have to pay back. You know, because that's kind of okay. I was gonna go into something personal stuff, but whatever. You know, but that's kind of how it is for Asian families. Not like how it would be in like the West, where your parents get old and you just send them off to fucking old people daycare. And just retirement homes. I couldn't think of old people daycare. I mean, it is kind of like that's what a retirement home is. But yeah, you know, that's just how it is for some Asian families. Filial piety, however you say that word. But yeah, okay. I am running out of steam. I've been here for an hour and a half, and I'm tired. I'm tired of talking for now, anyways. But hey, if you guys are still here towards the end and you're watching this on 1x speed, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should be at the very least watching this on 1.5. Oh, but if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.